welcome to the Geek Den for issue 49 of our Back to the Future DeLorean build. More wires for inside. It wasn't as bad as I had thought it was going to be. But we get the seat belts, some more wire and some more screws. We also get the brackets to hold the wires that we've got in place. Let's go through all that soon. Okay, so our next issue, issue 50, which will bring you here, is the start of the car seats. So we have the driver's seat. I do believe the passenger seat is issue 51. So we're still on the cockpit of the car, the you know, in the interior. So let's get this open and get building. Okay, our first step is the seat belts, the locks for the seat belts actually. So this is going to be a bit fiddly, but if we stick the screw through the hole first, like so, then in theory it should be easier. Screwing it in place like that. It is. So grab the screw, which is the these are the IP screws, and we get 3 of them, so you always get a spare. Once again, just to make sure that this goes through, and goes in like that, and there we are. There we have it. Our seat belts are in place. So our next bit. Okay, so for this one we need this this lead, which is the yellow and black lead with the plug on the end. We also need the red and black wire, which is this one here. Now, in regards to this, I know it's a bit blurry. Let's see if I know. Right, so we get 2 with the smaller ones, and then we get 1 with a bigger one. We need the bigger one, so put the other bits aside. So we need to grab these wires like so, and we need to make sure the plugs for these are at the end here. Just double checking everything here. These here, so I'm actually going to turn these. This is where, like I was saying, where individually, this is where they may all seem a bit different, because we'll all have our own way of doing this. So basically, I've done this. So this goes through our hole here, and it's going to come out just here. So let's do it. So we have done that. So this is the end of it here, and it will go in here, and then this wire here will go down and over here. So we need to grab one of these. Now there's 2 screws. There's an AP and a GP, and we need to use 1 of each. I don't know why, but hopefully it'll all come. Okay, so like I always do 1 first, because then it's easier to position the other stuff. We've got to somehow get that into there. can't see it. It's here. It's where it's trying to go. So we need to do this because this wire is so big. There we go. There we go. What we do now is we will poke this like that, so all these wires get held. Here's the smaller one. There we go. So that should hold these wires in, like so. Now, as you can see, I've twiddled them, or turned them. Twiddled. I've turned these around. It's easier. It looks a bit more sort of bindy as well. Like I said, in the book it doesn't tell you to do that, but it's easier for positioning them. Okay, next bit is these two wires, which also go through here. And for this one we need a smaller one and an AP screw for the bracket. Oh, I've just spilt all the... Okay, so they need to go through the same way. Make sure the connectors are there, but once again they need to go through here, and they come out just here. And now these have got to go up and over like that. Okay, so remember the little catch here. Right, that's going to be the wires. The pipes, I should say, don't seem to want to. As you can see, they're sort of bending back now to where they were, but they come out and they go up here. Try and get them the same length. It's very difficult, but it has to be done. So I've gone and done that, as you can see right here. So both pipes are actually through it. One of them's a bit through more than the other, but that is where we are. And we need 2 cable ties. So this comes with 3 or 4, I do believe. And so we're going to have one here. One there. Actually, that's it. And one just here. And I will trim them in just a second. A term sort of straight. Here we go. So when cutting these, make sure you cut them as close to the base as possible. Right, so that goes in like this. This goes over. So all these bit that I've just done here actually be won't be seen because of where the chair and that goes. Okay, so that is that section. Let's turn the page. Right, so we get one pipe here, which doesn't have an end to it. It's just a normal pipe. We also get a colour section here, and these two go together. So I'm actually going to turn twiddle is what the word is. around. So the first thing to do is to actually just bind it slightly like that, and then just work your way up. I mean, obviously you can do this any way you want. It doesn't tell you to do this in the book, it just says to leave them loose. Well, I'm not going to do that. So let me just do that for a minute. Now it tells you to use cable ties on this section because of leaving them loose. I haven't, but you're supposed to put 2 cable ties, one near the end, one near the top here. I'm not, because I've been able to twiddle it, turn it around it. I think it looks a little bit better as well. So I'm not going to put any cable ties on this bit, but what I am going to do is poke it down here, because it goes on the opposite side. And once again, I've got to try and manoeuvre this up. Like so. Yay. Right, so it comes out the back here. And now. So now I have gone ahead and, as you can see, I've screwed in all the wires. I've also glued, as you can see here, I've glued a lot of them in, just to secure them all in. Now if you're worried, I'm not worried, because that actually scrapes off. I'm just going to put that here just a sec, just to show you that actually, as I scrape it, it does actually come away. So eventually I will get that away. Not too bothered though. I mean, it looks an absolute mess at the back. It looks an absolute mess here. But I think it's turned out pretty well. I have glued down here to secure the wire, and I have done the same this side as well. As you can see, it's stuck down there. That is just easier. It just makes it look better, and it just keeps it down more as well. But it does look like spaghetti junction at the back here, as you can see. But that is it for this issue, and hopefully the majority of the wiring, because I've looked through and there is some more wiring to go in here. But for the dashboard, I do believe it's done wiring wise. I think there's a few bit more wiring to go down along the chairs here when they get put in. But I think for the dashboard, I think we are complete. But that is it, and we got there in the end. Just a quick cap. Remember to glue these in. I've glued them in, and the back here as well. I've glued a lot of the pipe down. I've glued. The wires were very hard to glue down, but the pipe glues down very well. And I've glued it under there and at the side as well. And it's just easier for me to have it glued down, just because it's it secures it a bit more. Otherwise it'd be quite loose. But that's it, and we'll hope to catch you at our next video.